Hello everybody, this is Dragonzilla here, back with another review, and today is the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, as it premiered on the 23rd of November 1963, and to celebrate 60 years of extermination, the subject of this video will be on a monster from the Five Doctors, which aired on the 23rd of November 1983, to commemorate the series' 20th anniversary, and that would be the Death Zone Dalek. I know I should really technically review the Dead Planet Daleks, as they're the ones that started it all, but this Dalek was seen in an anniversary special, so hey. And it's also part of the history as well. Now in the special, the Dalek itself only had 3 minutes of screen time, so it unfortunately didn't last that long, only chasing the first Doctor, who was played by the late Richard Hurnell, who was filling in for William Hartnell, who had sadly passed away a few years earlier, and his granddaughter Susan, who was played by Caroline Ford, before being pushed into an alley of mirrors, where it thought that it was under attack by other Daleks. And because of its panicking, the Dalek accidentally blew itself up. And that was the end of the Death Zone Dalek, as it never appears again in the rest of the story, nor any other Dalek makes an appearance. The other monsters who showed up for the special were the Cybermen, the Raston Warrior Robot, and a Yeti. The Master, played by Anthony Ainley, was in the story as well, but he was more of a villain rather than a monster. However, we're not interested in those. No, you clicked on this video to see Doctor Who's very own Godzilla, the Dalek. This may sound sacrilege to some folks, but I honestly think that there should have been 2 Death Zone Daleks in the special. I know that the production team didn't have enough time and money to acquire 2 props, but what they could have done was use the sole prop that they did have. So instead of the Raston Warrior Robot that took on the Cybermen, it was a Dalek. They could have smoothed out the area so it would have been easy for the operator to move the Dalek around, and then later filmed the Mirror Labyrinth scene afterwards, where the prop was destroyed. Scenes can be filmed at different times, you know. And also, it's just my opinion, so please don't be aggressive. So, figure itself. Now this model comes from the History of the Daleks set number 13, and I'm quite surprised that the 13th set is dedicated to the 5 Doctors, as the special is not a Dalek story at all. But it's still nice that we finally have the Death Zone Dalek in our collections. By the way, in case any of you have noticed that Richard Hurnell seems to be absent, you're probably wondering, do I have him? And to answer that question, yes, I do have his figure, and while I do like him, I'm not too crazy on the model, hence why I'm only doing the Dalek. But other YouTubers who own the set have covered Hurnell, so it's no loss. Now the Death Zone Dalek is for the most part your generic typical grey Dalek, and it mostly is. However, it does have some features that do actually make it stand out. For example, the arrangement of neck rings is raised higher up, which was a common sight for Daleks back in the 80s. And unlike most other grey Daleks that have normal clear dome lights, the Death Zone Dalek possesses some unique looking dome lights, as they are dark red and they appear to be slightly cylinder shaped. This makes me wonder whether or not they're meant to be a minor reference to the dome lights of the Peter Cushing movie Daleks, or they're just a coincidence. Moving down to the gun, and the Death Zone Dalek has something that makes him a bit more unique. You see, unlike many other guns, this Dalek has an orange tip painted inside. I might be wrong, but I believe that this is meant to reflect the inside of the gun. Now some people have criticised this figure for having fully complete slats, where in the special some of them were cracked and had been chipped, but I honestly don't mind the slats being complete, as I think this is how the Dalek was supposed to look. However, if you want your Death Zone Dalek to look accurately broken, then Igor Moss has you covered. On camera, the Death Zone Dalek does appear to be light grey, but that's just the light in these pictures, as it's really dark grey, just like you see on the Genesis model. Maybe not the same shade, but you get the idea. So this is a 5-inch figure, and naturally we'll compare the Death Zone Dalek with one of his kind, and I know the perfect one, and that would be the Resurrection Dalek. And why this particular type? Well, that's because many years before CEO came out to be doing a model of the Death Zone Dalek, I would have the Resurrection Dalek in its place. As you can see, it too possesses red dome lights, hence why I used it. And because I mentioned it earlier, here is the Genesis Dalek that I did a review on, as well as its colleague a few months ago, links in the description. So final thoughts on the Death Zone Dalek. Like most of us that came along before it, the Death Zone Dalek is another fantastic figure, and I'm very pleased that CEO finally came around to make a model of this marvellous creature. Now all we need, monster-wise, is the Yeti, and we'll have all the monsters from the 5 Doctors. This is Dragonzilla signing out. Take care, and I wish Doctor Who a happy 60th anniversary / birthday. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.